Ijene ripi rauri kutsvaga. Mangwana munhu nemunhu kumatongo kwamai yake.
Urombo mama.
Hapana apa. Indira kutobikiswa nhasi chaiyo. Aneta nokubika maresipi echembere.
Ini ndida kupedzerana naye Paulos. Kuti mangwana kumba kwamai vake.
Dele mina sengihamba. Angihlale emancinweni.
Hamba ndaba lawe.
Zondiremera ndozviita sei zvinozoitwa sei.
Unoda kusara wani mazino mangani mukana wewe?
Shamwari. Zviri zvemazino ezvika izvo. Ndakatozviramwa kare. Asara acho iwaya kai. Ndokuna kutongo achekeresa futi.
Patakatanga nekwatinoenda chokwadi wakatanga uri muono vazhinji havana kuzvifungira kuti manyene pane chinobatika chingabuda asi nhasi nyika yose nevarimiri vona kuona kune muono vari mubatsiri zvino tinotenda iwe Lenadi Chibamu newe Elaya Bashi pamwe inatenda inia tisingakanganwe ivo pamuchineripi rwizi nekuti vaiona vaiti maumbwe ende pasina Mwari hapana muono. Manyene chivuatsi toenda mberi manyene chivuatsi toenda mberi manyene chivuatsi toenda mberi manyene chivuatsi toenda mberi. Mwari vari parutivi rwedu kuzwa inyadenga muri yechivhu kumanyene tinotenda rutsigiro rwenyu.
Make a wish come true with the TM Pick and Pay Christmas Wish. Visit our Facebook page for more details. This time check is brought to you by TM Pick and Pay.
Good evening and welcome. This is the news at 8. We're live at the Hill in Pocket Hill Highlands, Harare, the capital city. I'm Liam Bernard.
And I'm Tariro Manamike.
With Noble Maungwa interpreting the bulletin in sign language.
We shall be crossing over to our Montrose studios where Arthur Evans will also be giving us the bulletin. But for now, let's take a look at the leading headlines.
In the headlines tonight, thousands gather in Chiweshe to celebrate the First Lady, Dr. Mnangagwa's academic success.
And in business, Zimbabwe and Lesotho increase investment ties.
Much later in sports, Zimbabwe netball team the Gems settle for bronze in Africa Netball Cup.
For now, let's give you the news in detail. Our leading story tonight, President Emmerson Mnangagwa has described the First Lady, Dr. Mnangagwa, as a hard-working woman. He said this at the celebrations to mark her completion of studies at the Midland State University, which saw her attaining a Doctor of Philosophy in Tourism and Management. We get more from the following report.
The First Lady, Dr. Auxilia Mnangagwa, was recently conferred with a Doctor of Philosophy in Tourism and Hospitality Management at the Midland State University. To mark this achievement, celebrations were held this Saturday at the First Lady's maiden home in Chiweshe. Thousands of people, who included senior government officials, joined the First family in the celebrations. President Emmerson Mnangagwa revealed that the First Lady is a hard worker who has tirelessly worked to further her education throughout their marriage.
Ndatenda nekuungana kwamaita kuri kuratidza kuremekedza amai Mnangagwa, mwana akaberekerwa muno mudunhu renyu, vakurira muno, asi vakazoita havo rombo rakanaka kuuya kuimba huru yokwa Mnangagwa. Zvino kwedu hatina utsinye, tinofundisa madzimai ndokuendesa kuchikoro. Ndokunge ari munhu ane shungu. Ndikuudzei kuti pandakaroora vanga ane standard ani, vanga ane maorevhuru, vakafunda, iko zvino vane PhD. Ndokwa Mnangagwa kutamba iwe PhD. Asivo ndio kutanga wa kwa Mnangagwa vane PhD. So nasi uno ndati handingareke kusvika izuva ravo rokupembera nehama dzavo kuno kumusha, muchifara navo maachievements avaita. She is a very, very, very hard working woman. Asi havazopfuuri nyika. Ndikureva zvavo ndinonyanyisa. She has worked so hard kubva patakaroorana kare uko. Vakaita ma-A-level avo, ndichavabatsira. Degree rokutanga ndichabatsira. Poita PhD handichagoni.
The head of state encouraged all who are pursuing their studies to go for it, noting that no feat is impossible to achieve when one is determined to work hard.
Chinodiwa chii? Ishungu nokutsunga. So, nothing is impossible kana une shungu. Please. Ukabona vari mberi kwako vakafunda kudarika, tell yourself that nothing is impossible kana une shungu unozvikwanisavo.
Dr. Mnangagwa is known for her philanthropic works, which have seen her traveling to all corners of the country, spearheading programs that uplift the lives of the less privileged. As he focused on the 2024-2025 summer cropping season, President Mnangagwa said government will assist rural communities with seed and called on villagers to capitalize on the expected rains and put in the work to ensure food security starts at household level.
Iko zvino izvi tatarisirana nenhuruka yemvura kuti mwaka kuti mvura inaye waswedera. Tine maitire edu muno muZimbabwe. Sehurumende tinozama chaizvo kuti province neprovince, ma-ministers of state vedu vemaprovince, vanhu vane mbeu pagore negore. Tinoda food security at the household level. Ndotaura maministers edu estate kuti kavachifamba mumaruwa mavanotonga ngavaparidze shoko rokuti iro mhuri imwe neimwe ngaikwanise kuronga kuti ive nefood security at a household level.
As the festive season approaches, President Mnangagwa used the platform to urge all road users to exercise extreme caution as they drive on the country's roads.
Toda kuti kisimusi nenyuye zvipfuure zvakanaka. Njodzi dziite shoma pamugwagwa. Vachairi vedzimotikari tokumbirai kuti muremekedze muraire migwagwa. Muremekedze ava vanenge vachifambawo mumigwagwa. Mota dzenyu ngadzive dzinokodzera kufamba mumigwagwa. Nokuti gore negore tinowanza kuwana ndufu dzakati kwirirei panguva yekisimusi nenguva yeNew Year. Saka ndichikumbira handisingotaura izvozvi kuno kuMashona neCentral chete. Mashoko ndikwataura kunyika yedu yose.
Among those who provided entertainment at the event was the ZCC Mbungo Brass Band and Sulumani Chimbetu. Josephine Mugio, ZBC News, Chiweshe.
Meanwhile, the First Lady, Dr. William Mnangagwa, has rallied parents and guardians to protect children from child marriages and ensuring that they focus on their studies. Dr. Mnangagwa made these remarks at the congratulatory event on Amai's conferment with a Doctor of Philosophy degree in Tourism and Hospitality Management by the Midlands State University.
Thousands of people from the country's provinces converged at Kakora Maria Teresa Clinic in Chiweshe this Saturday to attend the First Lady Dr. William Mnangagwa's congratulatory event following a conferment with a Doctor of Philosophy degree in Tourism and Hospitality Management from the Midlands State University. The celebrations were attended by Zimbabweans from all walks of life, including numerous government officials, churches, chiefs, and the Chiweshe community. President Emmerson Mnangagwa was guest of honor at the event. In her address, First Lady Dr. William Mnangagwa expressed gratitude to everyone for celebrating her recent achievement with her.
Chipepa ndakachiwana. Asi kuchiwana kwandakaita kwakusina kureruka vasikana. Aiwa, izvi ndinozvisa muna Mwari kuti Mwari ndinoda kuvatenda. Ndaiyedzwa pachikoro every day nekusabhadharwa kweschool fees. Saka taienda kana mauya muchibva uku nekuGlendale, maona kune mafarms ari kunze ari mudhuze nechemurodhi. Anga ari mafamu avarungu iwayo. Ndokwataienda tichinopunga donje. Tonogara kumasvondo maviri nguva yeholiday. Ndiri ikoko ndokwandaiomesa derere vekuno munoriza tichiitire nyenjeriya. Ndichiomesa kuitira kuti kana ndadzoka ndione kuti vana vamai vangu ndingavabikira nei. Aiwa zvinei mumwe neumwe ane nhoroondo yake yaakafamba. Asi handina kuzopedza kuti ndiregedze kuenda kuchikoro. Ndakaramba ndichitiko kwacho kuri kumbozoti zviome kudai kunombosvikwepiko nevakadini. Ndokuramba ndodzidza. Asi ndichita izvozvo chechi yandaipinda ndo yamaona iyi yechipostori. Kubva udiki hwangu ndaipinda chechi yepostori yepanhera apa kwamuchiri kuenda inotungamirwa namadzibaba Gibson. Taidambura nepakati apa naamai. Saka ndakadzokera kuchechi yandakatanga nayo yakandisimbisisa zvakanyanya panguva yamatambudziko andaisangana nawo. Handina kuitira prestige, ndaitira vana ava kuti vana upenyu hunokosha, unogadzira upenyu hwako nhasi wemangwana. Haugadzirire mangwana, mangwana acho unenge wakanonoka uye unenge wakadarikwa nezvizhinji. Zera ramuri vana vangu ndorekudzidza woziva kuti unoda kuita chii muupenyu, woramba wakashingirira pana izvozvo, unozviwana. Mwari havakusiye uri wega. Ndoda zvekutenda Midland State University. Ndakashanda nayo vachindikurudzira masupervisors angu. Handina kudzidza kuti ndiite mbiri yokunzi first lady vakazodzidza. Ndaikwikwidza nemabhuku noupenyu hwangu ndichinamata Mwari. Mweya wamakandipa iwoyo chirambai uri mandiri, ndirambe ndichiona kutambura, ndione ruoko rwangu kuti mangwana ndinongedze kuti ndakafamba neapa ndikaona nhingi ndikamusiyawo ava apa.
Amai Mnangagwa also thanked her husband, President Emmerson Mnangagwa, for being a loving, humble and supportive husband who has been supporting all of her academic pursuits. She also took time to bemoan a rise in child marriage cases in Mashonaland Central Province, rallying parents and guardians to protect children against such social ills. The First Lady added that her recent achievement is meant to inspire girls and women that with tenacity and hard work, one can be whatever they envisage to be.
Kuno kurodzwa vana. Statistics dzekuno munyika yedu yese yeZimbabwe, Central Province in number 1. Endai kuchikoro vana mai kuti musarodza vana, nokuti ukaenda kuchikoro unorodza ukamwe kapfungwa kokuziva kuti wobata papi kuti mumba imomo zvibatani. Musarodza vana, vane zvipo zvavo zvatisati taona, zvatichiri kuda kuona, zvichabatsirawo chemberi, zvichabatsira vanorwara, zvichadzidzisa kuchikoro, zvichadhiraivha ndege. Asi muri kuzvikudza nokuti akuunzirei shuga mubhegi abva kuchikoro. Hakuna shuga inobva kuchikoro, kuchikoro kunobva bhuku nepenzera. Comrade President, ndinokutendai nokundipa mukana wakadai. Mwari ndinovatenda kuti vakandipawo murume anonzwisisa naive duwe. Dai ndairohwa chokwadi handaimboverenga kusvika apa. Asi munhu asina mashoko mazhinji. President muchiona vakadai zvishomanani zvaningataura, vane mashoko mashoma. Ende mashoma acho haasi emazuva ese, vanongokuudza nhasi zvatopera. Kana uchibata uchabata. Havakarira, havana kukanana zviya zvekukarira shoko gobvu rakakora, havana. Vano mwoyo murefu. Varume veMashonaland Central, itaiwo muchiridhawo zvakanaka, muchiratidza kuti musha unogarwa sei nemhuri, kuva nedare nemhuri. Kamvura kauya katiri kurimei, imbeu ipi ineta mumunda medu, muchinzwawo pfungwa dzavana kuti vanotii. Ndokukudza kwatinoita.
Amai Mnangagwa's brother, Mr. Henry Kuchikauripo, who fondly refers to the First Lady as Sis Aku, also conveyed his congratulatory message to his sister.
Saka hazvina kuchinja kwandiri. Pane nguva yatainyora zvatainyora, taiti takagara patebho. Munoziva kuti chikoro chinopa discipline. Havaikwanisa kunditi vatiti musoro wakaoma nokuti ivo vaidzidzawo. Ndakazvifarira izvozvo, takadzidza murunyararo. Zvino ndoda kuti makorokota hanzvadzi yangu neachievement yamaita, isu tose semhuri nevazukuru vose, aiwa tinoti Mwari vakuropafadzai, Mwari vakuonai panguva yakanaka yakadai. Handisiwo zvakare His Excellency, nokuti panoverengwa mabhuku unotobvunzawo mumwe. Saka ndinodaira kuti dzimwe pfungwa dzawo dzakatombobvunzwa, dzimwe dzichiraswa, dzimwe dzichitambirwa.
Dr. Mnangagwa's former classmate, Comrade Costain Sabau, took people down memory lane with the story of how Amai managed to excel despite her harrowing childhood experiences. He added that Amai started a philanthropic work at a very young age when she used to find time to help Mbuya Makwari despite having her own challenges.
She was a quiet and reserved girl whose focus on schoolwork was unquestionable. She was rather withdrawn. Her only close friend was Anatolia Mutanda. In class, she actively participated in all subjects, and we often traded positions. Sometimes she would beat me, and sometimes I would do better than her. She liked competition. My strength was in the English language. All her presentation at all times was very, very neat. The auxiliary I know did not come from a rich or well-to-do family. On many occasions, we both found ourselves on the list of those whose school fees had not been paid. The school would send us back home. Our common fate helped me understand the life of my sister. I learned that our auxiliary was in fact the head of the family, as her parents had divorced in her early childhood. Besides the duty of diligently attending to school, she had to fend for her two younger brothers. The early childhood harrowing experience explains why auxiliary always acted more mature than all of her peers. During the holidays, auxiliary worked on the farms closer to Glendale as a cotton picker. She would walk long distances barefooted to find work and fend for her family. However, despite the challenges, auxiliary remained resolute, principled, focused, unshakable, and rock solid. A God-fearing, humble girl is how I can best describe auxiliary's Christian values.
During his school days, Comrade Sabao said Amai was an exceptional netball player whose unmatched sporting skills earned Kakora school trophies during inter-schools games. Comrade Sabao also said Dr. Mnangagwa, despite all the hardships she went through, promiscuity never crossed her mind, and it was not an easy feat for boys to approach her, since she was a principled and well-behaved girl who was focused on building a bright future for herself. ZCC leader, His Grace Bishop Dr. Nehemiah Mutendi, also graced the event.
This achievement is a testament to unwavering dedication and tireless spirit in the pursuit of knowledge and wisdom. Your Excellency, First Lady, you are teaching not from your mouth, but by example. Some of the time when I see her in the villages, even during Corona, listening to old folks, and listening to young kids, a listening mother is blessed as far as God is concerned. A listening mother. I saw her listening. I wish all mothers of Zimbabwe can be teaching mothers. But how can you teach Usingaravi? When Zarulo can achiti, wakaropafadzwa mai vanorava, mai vanoteerera.
Minister of State for Provincial Affairs and Devolution, Mashalini Central Province, Honorable Christopher Magum, said women and girls should draw inspiration from Amai. Mashalini Central community members, including Mr. Samuel Risike, the Corporate Secretary for Canterbury Mining, said Dr. Mnangagwa's achievement is an inspiration to young girls and will go a long way in curbing child marriages, which are rampant in the province.
Mai vatiitira basa redu kuti riite nyore. Mai vaita example kune vanasikana, kune madzimai, kune vanhu vakuru, kunyanya kune munhu wechikadzi kuti at any level zvinogoneka. Tonyanya kufara kunyanya nemachild marriages nekuti zvaeasier as a corporate world kuti tinongedzere kuti kana tichipa tonongedzera kuti vasikana endai kuchikoro moita sezvakaita amai vakazopedza vaita doctorate.
Tinoda kukorokotedza mai vedu, mai Mnangagwa nezvavaita izvi zvatidzidzisa ende zvadzidzisa vana vedu vasikana vanga varipo, nokuti vazhinji vanodzikisira vana vasikana vasingade kuvaendesa kuchikoro, but mai Mnangagwa vatidzidzisa kunyangwe nevana vedu vadzidza zuva ranhasi.
The First Lady, who was born and bred in Chiweshe, Mazoe Central, is on record saying she set an example for women and girls countrywide that with determination and hard work, one can realize their dreams. Colette Msanyera, ZBC News, Chiweshe.
Meanwhile, proceedings for the burial of the national hero, former Vice President Comrade Phelekezela Mpoko, are well underway, with his body lying in state at his home in Bulawayo for burial tomorrow. Earlier on, we linked up with our reporter, Grace Sibanda, to give us details.
It's a good evening to you all. I'm here at Comrade Phelekezela Mpoko's residency, where he's going to be laid to rest here at his homestead in Douglasdale. We did take an opportunity to speak to Ndabezinhle Mpoko, the brother of Comrade Phelekezela Mpoko, who did mention that all the proceedings are underway and all is ready for his burial that will take place here at his homestead. Let's hear him speak.
The body of the deceased national hero, Comrade Phelekezela Mpoko, will lay in state at his home in Douglasdale, number 19, along Bulawayo Drive. And the program, which is mainly run by the Minister of Home Affairs, will kick off tomorrow. He is being laid at rest here in the plot. As I speak, the grave is supposed to be completed today.
Mourners are gathered here at number 19A in Douglasdale along Bulawayo Drive. I'm Grace Sibanda, ZBC News, Bulawayo.
And now we will continue bringing you updates on those proceedings. Brigadier General retired Ambrose Mutiniri has described the late former Vice President Phelekezela Mpoko as a liberation struggle stalwart who gave it all for the freedom of Zimbabwe. Now, Mashonaland East Bureau Chief Gerald Sasa had a sit-down with Brigadier General Mutiniri, retired, and had this to say.
And during the time that you worked with him during the liberation struggle, especially during the formative years, what kind of a person was he? His commitment to the liberation of Zimbabwe?
He was a very dedicated cadre who was willing to fight, and he did everything in his everything possible to make the armed struggle a success. These were these formative days, and we were not yet very well organized. So he was part of the initial stages which we were trying to perfect the tactics of the strategy and tactics of the liberation struggle. Those were the early stages of the armed struggle. Yes, but he was a very committed cadre and very committed. In terms of his job as head of logistics, he was very efficient. He made sure that everything was made available in time for the fighters.
Do you remember just one moment which is unforgettable, which you can share with us?
I remember one incident where we were carrying supplies and we were using donkeys. And the donkeys are kind of sensitive, to water. And the moment they started smelling the Zambezi River water, they started kukuma, what do you say in English? Yeah. And one of the cadres held his mouth, and Pop was quick to say, "Hey, don't be silly. Why are you holding your mouth? Hold the mouth of the horse, of the donkey." Because the enemy was just across the river. But he was such a character who would create, jokes, even when situations were very, very difficult.
The government, together with its organizers, has announced plans for the 2025 SADC Live Your Dream Road Tour. Memory Chamisa gives us more.
In celebration of Zimbabwe's SADC chairmanship, the initiative brings together art, culture, tourism and adventure across 16 SADC countries. Announcing the tour this Friday, the Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Information, Publicity and Broadcasting Services, Mr. Nick Mangwana, highlighted its significance in marketing SADC state countries' tourist sites.
The SADC Live Your Dream Road Tour is a tour that's going to happen across SADC countries. So people will be touring in Land Rovers and other off-road cars. The idea is to promote our tourism and to promote regional integration and cohesion within SADC.
Director in the Ministry of Tourism and Hospitality Industry, Mrs. Sherry Sibanda, revealed the concept will not only benefit Zimbabwe but SADC as a destination of choice.
We should look forward to excitement, times to come, as we also promote our Travel Zimbabwe, which we launched, I think 2 weeks ago.
The organizers of the tour gave an insight of the initiative.
What we will be doing along the way will be collecting visions and dreams of the SADC we want, of the Africa we want. We'll be also celebrating, the achievement, or the achievements of Zimbabweans.
The point is we are celebrating excellence, and we believe we're an excellent country. So ideally, this is our way of saying to Zimbabwe, we are where we are the chair, and by the time we leave the chairmanship and hand it over to the other party or the next country, which I'm sure is Mauritius, they must feel that there was a SADC chair before this. We will set an impact and we lead the way. So that this becomes like an annual celebration of SADC by members of SADC.
This SADC Live Your Dream Tour is expected to take place from the 15th of February to the 15th of March next year. Memory Chamisa, ZBC News, Harare.
Another $500 million United States grain marketing board, a silo expansion project underway at several depots around the country, is progressing well, with construction of Mvuri silos on course.
7 grain silos with a total capacity of 56,000 tons of grain are being constructed at Mvurwi GMB depot to boost grain storage capacity.
33% progress here, and we are expecting to finish the civil works by March next year. And we start the mechanical works from March up to June.
Matende anogona kuti kukaita hailstorm anotakurwa achiexpose grain. Saka masilos will ensure safe storage of grain. So far, in Mashonaland Central, we had 99,000 storage capacity yema silos. Saka tikaita aya ano increase kuenda pa 155,000 metric tons.
Mashonaland Central Minister of State for Provincial Affairs and Devolution, Honorable Christopher Magomo, toured the project this Thursday, highlighting its importance as the province is the country's second largest grain basket.
Ndaona kuzadziswa kwedonzo rababa vaMnangagwa rekuti nyika inovakwa nevene vayo. Zvichabatsira kuti zvicharimwa zvese grain icharimwa muno munzvimbo yedu maCentral ichachengetwa muno. Zvosiyana nekuti tairima pano yotakurwa inochengetwa kune rimwe GMB, takuida yodzokera zvakare kuno, transport cost ichareduce.
Upon completion, the country's grain storage capacity will improve by an additional 1 million tons from the current 750,000 tons. Tapiwa Machemedze, ZBC News, Mvurwi.
Meanwhile, adequate funding has been noted as critical for an effective aid response to prevent and address the impact of violence and discrimination against women and girls. Memory Chamisa gives us more.
Development partners have played a pivotal role in ensuring the Gender-Based Violence Response Fund is able to provide much-needed support for communities greatly affected, while also serving as one of the largest donors and active partners in ensuring the protection of beneficiaries. This emerged at the GBV Roundtable meeting held in Harare, aimed at addressing the urgent issue of gender-based violence response funding.
There is a need for more players to come on board in this combat. There is also a need to reflect on innovative ways, as said by the Chief, to ensure the sustainability of the one-stop centers and of the shelters.
We need to focus on what is the economic cost of GBV, and this will be led by the World Bank with the technical support of the Ministry, UNFPA and other partners.
Our parent ministry, the Ministry of Women's Affairs, is the one that I think should take even the coordination role to ensure that the high-level political compact is implemented and we achieve what was set out in the vision of eradicating gender-based violence by 2030.
Minister of Women Affairs, Community, Small and Medium Enterprises Development, Senator Monica Mchangwa, acknowledged the support of development partners as instrumental in enabling the fund to offer crucial assistance to communities impacted by GBV.
Sustainable funding solutions are therefore critical, equipping these institutions with the necessary resources to provide high-quality support to survivors. Needs of these institutions range from stationery, food provisions, hospital equipment and supplies, and also operational costs.
The last indicator cluster survey reports that nearly 50% of women and girls aged between 15 and 49 have experienced either emotional, physical, or sexual violence at some point in life. These statistics represent a life disrupted, a future derailed, and a community weakened. Memory Chamisa, ZBC News, Harare.
Now to the Midlands province, where the private sector has been called upon to foster safer and more inclusive workplaces in a bid to combat gender-based violence.
As gender-based violence GBV continues to plague communities worldwide, survivors, activists, policymakers and implementers in the Midlands province have called for urgent and collaborative action to address this scourge.
We have come here to actually commemorate, to say we are saying no to gender-based violence as an organization.
Especially Minister of Women Affairs
Midlands Minister of State for Provincial Affairs and Devolution, Honourable Owen Ngube, highlighted steps being taken by the government to address the worrisome trajectory trend.
The Second Republic remains committed to ending gender violence in all forms by addressing the root cause through robust programs that mitigate against drug and substance abuse, identified as one of the major causes of GBV. Establishment of a one-stop center in Midlands Province, that is in Gweru, Kwekwe and Gokwe South, and 2 gender-based violence safe shelters in Gweru.
Gender-based violence remains a critical issue in Zimbabwe, with approximately 40% of women aged between 15 and 49 having experienced physical and sexual violence by an intimate partner at some point in their life.
Now, for these and more stories in detail, you can visit our website. That's www.zbc.co.zw. You can also follow us on our socials, on our X handle. That's at ZBC News Online on Facebook. We're also live streaming. Let us know where you're watching us from. And you can also subscribe to our YouTube channel. Yeah.
Indeed, and these are other stories to expect in tonight's bulletin. In business, Zimbabwe and Lesotho increase investment ties. In sports news, Zimbabwe netball team, the Gems, settle for bronze in Africa Netball Cup. These and other stories to come. Just stay with us after this.
Hyatt Regency Harare, the Mikos, launched its festive season today. They kicked off the day with Christmas carols performed by Eaglesville High School. Not to worry if you missed out this event, because they have a calendar full of festivities this season.
Zimbabwe is beautiful.
Starting with a set menu dinner, which will run from the 24th of December through to the 26th. This will be followed by their traditional Christmas Day brunch on the 25th of December and a pool barbecue for those of us who prefer a different setup. On the 31st of December, they will have the New Year's Eve dinner, welcoming the new year. And for the very first time in Zimbabwe, they are launching Lazy Breakfast on the 1st of January 2025. Go ahead, tell your friends and loved ones that Hyatt Regency is the place to be this festive season.
Zimbabwe, Zimbabwe, Zimbabwe.
Zimbabwe, travel Zimbabwe.
Travel and experience Zimbabwe this festive season. Zimbo.
The Traffic Safety Council of Zimbabwe would like to advise motorists to avoid traveling at night because of the dangers that come with the territory, from drunk drivers to robbers waiting on unsuspecting motorists at strategic places. Motorists are also advised to remember to dip their lights when passing oncoming traffic. Please ensure your tail lights are working and avoid getting hit from behind by other vehicles on the road. Remember, life is precious, so exercise caution when driving at night. The Traffic Safety Council of Zimbabwe, keeping Zimbabwe's roads safe.
To our cherished viewers, this is an official invitation to the biggest festive celebration. Let's go! From the 13th of December to the 6th of January. It's astonishing! Accept the invitation when you press play on endless entertainment at home or wherever you are. With DSTV Stream at no extra cost. T's and C's apply, because this festive, everyone's invited. DSTV, your home of entertainment.
An occasion of pride and achievement awaits. This Monday, the 16th of December 2024, the Zimbabwe Prisons and Correctional Service will host a historic recruitment pass-out parade at Ntabazinduna Training School, Matebelele North Province. Family and friends, join us as we celebrate the dedication, discipline and commitment of graduating correctional officers from courses number 154 and 155. Be part of history as His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Zimbabwe, Comrade Dr. Emerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa, presides over this momentous event. Zimbabwe Prisons and Correctional Service for incarceration, rehabilitation and reintegration of offenders into society.
Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. We continue with the main news bulletin. Now, the government has moved to promote the use of rhizobium inoculant by farmers to improve productivity and agricultural output.
As part of efforts to promote the use of the rhizobium inoculant, government this Thursday launched the popularization and production of the product for the 2024-25 agricultural season at Grasslands Research Station in Marondera, where the factory is located.
Rhizobium ngaiproducwe yakawanda ibetsere varimi. Taona mbeu kuti ine rhizobium neisina zvakatosiyana nekure. Vanhu vanopedzisira vasisade kurima beans kana nzungu kana chii. Nenyaya yeyield zvinozobuda mukurima imomo.
Rhizobium is a bacteria which occurs in the soil. It enables the leguminous crops to enhance the fixation of nitrogen. So naturally, leguminous crops fix their own nitrogen.
We are encouraging farmers to produce legume crops with rhizobia inoculant. They save a lot because instead of applying ammonium nitrate fertilizer, when you are using rhizobia inoculant, you only need 1 sachet per hectare, and one sachet measures 100 grams. The sachet is costing $12.
The factory, which has capacity to produce 300,000 sachets, has so far produced 61,000 for the current season. Gerald, SADC News, Marondera.
From the capital, it's time to cross over to our Montreux studio where Arthur Evans is on standby to take us on. Arthur, it is a beautiful evening. It's over to you.
Thank you so much, Leanne. Our first story is in Binga, where leaders in Binga have received fishing rigs under a presidential scheme which has also benefited women and youths in the district. Our Matebelele North Bureau Chief Mhlomuli Ncube reports.
Empowering communities is a key priority in the Second Republic. In Binga, where the Zambezi River is a critical source of livelihoods, government has been supporting communities who survive on fishing by availing fishing rigs.
ndatanguna kubereka ndinokuchana mbolisi unaomba ku government yeso kuti uchitransense bachituchitira ndi kwamba kuti kunanzererwa government his excellence idim Nangagwa kuti uli bananzerete bami babo kuti bapone byeni zirandigwasya mubumi mukupona atala ntomwe alundu lwangu zirandigwasya.
The capacitation of communities is an important part of government's drive towards an upper middle income economy by 2030.
Bonke ama-rigs namhla azophiwa namhla ngupresident ama-rig angu-6 azochintsha impilo zabantu beBinga, azochintsha impilo zama-chief, impilo zama-youth. Omama baphiwa already awabo angu-5 ama-rigs.
His Excellency the President is going to be officiating and handing over the fishing rigs which were donated to the youth of Binga, so that they can also be able to empower themselves. These, as you can see, these fishing rigs are specifically for Kapenda.
The President came here and gave a total of 31 rigs. However, 6 of them were not ready. He has directed that I deliver the 6, which we have done to the 4 chiefs and the 2 youth groups. This is empowerment. This is rural development through the Presidential Community Fisheries Scheme.
With a significant portion of Binga's local economy driven by fishing, the initiative has succeeded in commercializing what has traditionally been subsistence activities into thriving money-making ventures of economic empowerment. Mhlomo Ncube, SADC News, Binga.
Church leaders from various denominations have rallied the nation to unite and work for the development of the nation.
As the nation prepares to commemorate Unity Day on December 22, church leaders are urging the nation to continue striving for unity and collective progress. The powerful call to action and solidarity dominated discussions at a graduation and ordination ceremony held at a local church in Harare this Saturday.
Isusu seve masvondo tinokurudzira vanhu kubatana kuti vaerere pamwe semhuri. Nekuti kana takabatana hapana hondo, hapana kumukirana.
We as a church, you remember we are preaching the Prince of Peace, which is Jesus Christ, and he always tells us that we must pray for the peace even of our nation. So as a church, number one, we are praying for peace, and number two, we teach people to live peacefully.
Promoting peace and national development. I mean those words are marrying together, because definitely the truth is you can never have development if there is no peace.
Zimbabwe celebrates Unity Day annually on the 22nd of December to commemorate the signing of the Unity Accord in 1987. Peter Chivima, ZBC News, Harare.
Needless to say, it's been rather hot of late, and the impact of climate change is being felt even in Beitbridge, with the once viable Mopani Macimbi worm business, which became a source of living for communities, running into the 3rd year without the occurrence of the worm.
The day is 13 December 2024 and temperatures have already reached a maximum of 43 degrees in Beitbridge. This is the time of the year that the 5 of the 7 districts of Matabeleland South Province start harvesting Mopani worms known as Madora Macimbi. But instead, the trees that usually harbor the worms are wilting instead of leafing out. It is the 2nd year running that there has not been an occurrence in December or March, and communities who used to make a living off selling the delicacy are distressed. As village elders gather for the biodiversity consultation meeting at Lutumba this Friday, despair is written all over their faces as most dependent on the Macimbi business.
So vanhu tinenge tichitotambura chaiko.
Madora anga achiita akaita madora zuva rikavuya stereke zvino anopisa zvinopiswa zvese zviri pamiti zvotsva zvese zvopera nokutsva.
Navo El Nino vodawo hava auchena mashonja makumba makumba mashonja auchena na dzivhevhani zvekuitisa mashonja auchena zvithu zvothe hezvi zvosva.
The Ministry of Women Affairs, Community Small and Medium Enterprises Development, who are custodians of the Machilon Processing Center in Beitbridge, is working with partners to find ways of farming the Mopani worms.
When we talk Amacimbi,
we talk of much South. For the past 2 or 3 years, really, the story is very negative now.
The Minister of Environment, Climate and Wildlife officials who are holding consultation on biodiversity strategies and the action plan are convinced that communities should take a proactive stance in preventing deforestation.
The climate is changing. It has affected the issues of Amaklimba Madura. But the other issue is not only about climate. It's also in this area, they actually mentioned that it's largely maybe also to do with over-harvesting.
Government, in conjunction with development partners, established a modern Mopani worm processing plant in Machiloni area in Bedbridge District, Matabeleland South, to enhance value addition of the natural resources. Providence Maranelli, ZBC News, Bedbridge.
Well, it's pleasing to inform you that on the way to studio today, we did experience some rain showers, so a slight shift in the temperature and atmosphere. Hopefully it will continue. That's all we have for you from our Montrose News Desk. We take it to Pocket Hill for more news.
Many thanks, Arthur, and we are looking forward to those rains as well here in the capital. Now we continue. Government has reaffirmed its commitment to empowering women with relevant skills to ensure they meaningfully participate in national development. That report next.
A graduation ceremony held at the Vumba Youth Service Training Center in Manicaland Province this Friday saw more than 250 young women graduate after completing a 6-month rigorous training program. The group, which becomes the second to graduate and the first all-female intake, was challenged to make a difference in society while being reassured of government's commitment to empower them.
I'm delighted that this cohort of 252 female trainees have achieved this remarkable feat. The empowerment of women is critical to sustain development, and this group will undoubtedly have been equipped with essential tools to successfully reintegrate into society as useful players in the various chosen fields of competence.
Youth Empowerment, Development and Vocational Training Minister Honorable Tino Machakaire spoke about employment opportunities available for graduates of the youth service training, while Manicaland Minister of State for Provincial Affairs and Devolution, Advocate Mishek Mugadza, implored the graduates to be exemplary citizens.
Most of them, they've got degrees, they've got masters, but they are here. They're getting training of the National Youth Service. So we are also saying that we are going to be prioritizing them in terms of employment. We've started engagements with the public service, the Zimbabwe National Army, the Zimbabwe Public Police, and also even the Ministry of Health.
This program continues to instill values of patriotism, discipline, and leadership in our youth and beyond mere training. This program fosters social integration, encouraging unity, resilience, and innovation.
The youth service training is part of efforts to empower young people with life skills and to equip them for the national development agenda.
Goromonzi-based lithium mining giant Prospect Lithium Zimbabwe has launched community development projects in the district with transformation of livelihoods high on the agenda. Gerald Sasa gives us more.
The projects, worth 1.3 million United States dollars under the Goromonzi Community Development Program in Zimbabwe, will consist of 4 components, including Youth Vocational Project, Women Empowerment, Community Electricity Project, and Community Health Enhancement.
I want to acknowledge the critical role that our community plays in the success of our operations. As a responsible corporate citizen, we recognize that our presence here has a significant impact on the lives of those around us.
PLZ is a shining example of Chinese companies fulfilling the social corporate responsibilities. As President Mnangagwa continues to reiterate the importance of CSR initiatives by the private sector in the development of communities they operate from.
These initiatives will help create jobs and stimulate local economies as we seek to improve our provincial GDP. The projects will also go a long way in improving the livelihood of our general populace in the district.
The beneficiaries, who include women, are excited about the life-changing program.
semadzimai chirongwa ichi chichakwanisa kutibatsirawo kuti tinge tichikwanisa kubuditsawo zvidavado zvedu semadzimai pakusona uye nekuraramisa mhuri dzedu kudzimba.
Chichatibatsira kuwana raramo, tichakwanisa kusona tichiwanawo my contracts even from the company PLZ, tichaonawo contract kubva ikoko yekusona maworksuits.
The company also handed over food hampers to the vulnerable in Goromonzi. Gerald Sasa, ZBC News, Goromonzi.
News at 8 takes a break. Just stay with us. Don't go away.
Get your business ready for the festive season with ZBC. Join us for the ZBC Mega Festive Business Promotion running from the 1st of November of 2024 all the way to January 31 of 2025. Enjoy an incredible cash discount of over 50% across all ZBC platforms. This is your opportunity to make your business shine. So celebrate with ZBC and watch your business thrive by simply booking your spot right now. For more information, call Tandeka on 0719 594 426 or Martha on 0719 593 532 or Precious on 0719 593 510 or email tandeka.mubi@zbc.co.zw. Terms and conditions apply.
2018 kuwile the-EU bayikhomane ne-SADC, Sustainable Agricultural Technology. Vanhu valava vayidonisile mhaka World Conflicts mukundeliwa hi tihomu hi timhisi na tinghala. Ta swi vula ku ya hikwalaho va hi donisile mahlayiselo ya tihomu ta hina ku hi fanele aka swivala swi nga tiya leswi swi vekaka ma-electric fence. Ta swi vula hi kumile ma-opportunities ko tala ku kota ku save tihomu ta hina kumbe ku start ma-own programs ta hina, ma-own project ta hina ku fana ne butchery. Ya ha ri kwalaho ni khensa ngopfu hi mhaka ku village ya hina ya Mihlanguleni so far ya tiva ku a hi fanele ku hlupheka hina tihomu. Ka swi vula hi ne nhluvuko ndhawini ya hina. We are empowered.
Whether you run a hotel, lodge, or guest house, keep your guests entertained and coming back for more with DSTV for Business. Our DSTV stay package options match your needs and budget. Make your visitors stay unforgettable with the best channels for sport, blockbuster movies and series, kids inspiration, lifestyle, documentaries, news, and more. Contact us today and let your guests experience your business at its best with DSTV for Business.
Welcome back and thank you so much for staying with us. We dive straight into the arts where the Zim Hip Hop Awards came to life this Friday, where hip hop artists were honored for their contribution in the growth of the genre in the country. Let's take a look.
To keep the hip hop movement alive in the country, a number of artists taking up the genre were honored in Harare this Friday. Vols JT proved himself after dominating the awards, bagging 3 accolades including Best Album, Song of the Year and People's Choice Award. Sean, who scooped the Best Alternative Award, and rising female star Young Gemini, who won Best Female Artist, could not hide their joy.
And I'm just happy to win the Zim Hip Hop Award. Man, this means a lot because it's the best alternative. And I'm cooking something for next year. I'm not going to lie. Bangers and bangers and bangers and bangers. And we're going to be on a tour.
Thank you so much for the support. Thank you so much for supporting Skana throughout the whole year. And I feel like I have to just say thank you guys because Zim Hip Hop, the female side, is going fast.
Vols JT Nkoma Brian scooped the Song of the Year award, while Holiton received the Best Male Artist of the Year. Patience Nyagato, SABC News, Harare.
We'll now take a short break. We'll be back soon and we'll be giving you the sports news.
Get your business ready for the festive season with ZBC. Join us for the ZBC Mega Festive Business Promotion running from the 1st of November of 2024 all the way to January 31 of 2025. Enjoy an incredible cash discount of over 50% across all ZBC platforms. This is your opportunity to make your business shine. So celebrate with ZBC and watch your business thrive by simply booking your spot right now. For more information, call Tandeka on 0719 594 426 or Martha on 0719 593 532 or Precious on 0719 593 510 or email tandeka.mubi@zbc.co.zw. Terms and conditions apply.
Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. We now give you the sports news. The Zimbabwe senior women's netball team have clinched bronze at the Africa Netball Cup in Namibia after beating Malawi 48-42 in a third place playoff this Saturday. Reynald Ngwarati gives us more.
After missing out on the final this Friday, the Gems regrouped and found their tempo this Saturday as they outclassed Malawi to seal a third spot finish at the 2024 African Netball Cup. The Zimbabwean outfit were greedy to bring a medal back home, but in their way stood an equally hungry Malawian side they have never beaten before. With both sides seeking for the bragging rights to clinch the single medal on offer, Zimbabwe were the first to put the foot on the pedal of aggression, showing intent from the get-go. At the halfway stage of the match, Zimbabwe were leading 25-19, holding onto a 6-goal cushion, which gave the ladies a boost in their confidence. Zimbabwe did not slow down, taking the fight to the Malawians and walked out deserved 48-42 victors and ultimately the bronze medalists of this year's African Netball Cup. This means that Zimbabwe have finished the tournament as the third best team on the continent, as the tournament equates to football's Africa Cup of Nations, AFCON. Reynald Ngwarati, ZBC News.
And now to cricket. Afghanistan have won the 3-match T20 international series 2-1 after edging the Chevrons in the final match at Harare Sports Club today.
Chasing a maiden T20 series victory over Afghanistan, the Chevrons this Saturday failed to write a piece of history after succumbing to a 3-wicket defeat to the visitors. Zimbabwe had an awesome time with the ball, taking the match to the last over. However, their efforts could not cover up for an awful batting display. As has been the case all series long, Zimbabwean batsmen failed to occupy the crease, losing wickets in quick succession. Only Brian Bennett showed up for the Chevrons, top scoring with 31 runs, but failed to get support from his counterparts, as only 5 batsmen went past double figures. And notably, Zimbabwe lost 3 wickets in the 17th over for just 4 runs, with Musekiwa, Richard Ngarava and Blessing Muzarabani being sent back to the hut prematurely. However, Wellington Masakaza tried to wedge resistance down the innings, but he too lost the temperament after watching wickets tumbling on his opposite end before he too fell victim to Naveen Uhak's bowling. Rashid Khan capitalized on the cracks in the Chevrons' batting that have been evident all series long, claiming 4 scalps as Zimbabwe crashed out in the 20th over for just 127 runs all out. Given a mammoth task with the ball, Zimbabwe seamers proved equal to the task, dismissing 2 Afghan batters with 7 runs on the board. However, the 127 runs were too low to defend. Sikandar Raza, Trevor Gwandu and Muzarabani took 2 scalps apiece, while Ngarava claimed 1, but these were in vain as Afghan kept their guard. Faraz Akram was hit for 7 runs in 3 balls in the final over as Afghanistan crossed the line with 3 balls to spare to win by 3 wickets and clinch the series. Reynald Ngwarati, ZBC News, Harare.
A carnival atmosphere engulfed Shamva on Friday as Premier Soccer League winners Simba Bora Football Club finally took the coveted trophy to their home fans at Wazanai Stadium.
The Premier Soccer League Carnival, to announce the historic arrival of the PSL trophy, began in Mazoe, passed through Bindura and ended in Shamva, where delighted soccer fans embraced the PSL trophy, won by a Match Central team for the first time.
Kufara nekuti chinichi first time kuwanikwa chiri Match Central.
We just want to thank Simba Ndoro. We just want to thank Vese Varimu executive Simba Bora.
It's a big achievement and Simba Bora irikuenda kure. Bora nowhere tinenge tichitamba muCAF and we brass band we have never missed a game. Taridza magemu ese kubva kuDivision 1 kusvika pari zvino nhasi mukombe wauya muno National and Central.
Zvinondifadza sanduramba nchipa kutenda kuti hatisi kugumira ipapa tiri kuenda kumberi vaimboti apa miwe iko zvozvo pakumirwa.
Simba Bora players expressed joy at being part of the history-making team.
Tatora League, so zvinhu zvinofadza, and I want to thank all the Match Central supporters.
Thank you, zvinhu zvinofadza kubva kuvanhu vemuno Match Central. And zvinhu zvataishuvira kubva patakatanga kujoina this team.
Mashonaland Central Minister of State for Provincial Affairs and Devolution, Honorable Christopher Magomo, joined in the celebrations officially opening Wazanai Stadium, rebuilt by Simba Bora President Simba Ndoro, and ceremoniously handing over the PSL trophy to the team.
Chinhu chedu saka ndezvedu goro rino ndezveduwo Mashonaland Central Province. We must be proud.
The celebrations, graced by renowned soccer commentator Charles Mabika, were punctuated by entertainment from the jovial players, Ben Arinoti Dance Group and Simba Bora Brass Band. Tapiwa Machemedze, ZBC News, Shamva.
It's now time for the Way of the Weather. Up next.
Hello, welcome. Christine Sanda giving you today's weather news. Yesterday we had light thunder showers in places, and highest rainfall amounts were 19 Nyanga and 18 millimeters in Marunda. And please note these were not caused by the tropical cyclone, as the tropical cyclone is still in the Indian Ocean over Comoros Island and is expected to make landfall in Mozambique tomorrow. And these are rainfall activities picked by the radar in Marunda. And as we got into today, in the morning there was no much activity, but later on in the afternoon we had some thunderstorm activity peaked in Midlands province, with some parts of Matabeleland North as well as the Manicaland area there. And as we move on, it should be partly cloudy with chances of isolated showers over Zimbabwe, and we might have heavy rainfall due to remnant moisture of the tropical cyclone Chido, which is expected to make landfall in Mozambique and is currently in the Indian Ocean over Comoros area, and these are expected in Manicaland as well as Mashonaland East provinces. Now tonight we're expecting partly cloud conditions with chances of isolated showers in Matabeleland North and in some areas. And as we get into tomorrow, it should start off mostly sun, becoming partly cloud as the day progresses, with chances of isolated thunder showers in most parts of Zimbabwe. Afternoon isolated thunder showers expected in Plawayo on Sunday onwards, with hot conditions during the week. Matopo's partly cloudy with chances of isolated showers that could be thundery. Kwanda should be partly cloudy and thunderstorms are expected as well, with hot conditions for the greater part of the week. Now as we move on, mostly sunny to partly cloud conditions expected in Masvingo, with chances of rainfall activity as we get into the week. Lupane generally hot for the greater part of the week, partly cloud with thunder showers here and there. Victoria Falls partly cloud with thunderstorms activity in the afternoon. Gweru, the Midlands, partly cloud thunderstorms activity are expected as well. Kwekwe partly cloud with thunderstorms here and there. Kadoma, the Midlands as well, it should be partly cloud with chances of isolated thunder showers. Chinoi generally hot for the greater part of the week with isolated thunder showers here and there. Harare partly cloudy and rainfall activity that could be thunder is expected. Kariba mostly sunny with thunderstorms in the afternoon, generally hot for the greater part of the week. Binga, partly cloud with overnight cloud conditions, chances of rainfall expected with thunderstorms activity, and for Marondera, thunderstorms are expected with some significant falls being recorded. In Nyanga, the Eastern Highlands, cloudy with some heavy rainfalls that could be localized in places, generally warm for the greater part of the week. That's all on weather news. Good evening, Zimbabwe.
And that's a wrap for tonight. Leanne?
Indeed, Tariro, it's a wrap from us here at Pocket Hill as well as out there from our Montrose studio. Have a pleasant viewing. Good night.
Good night.